I guess all my life, I've, I've never hidden from reality. And even in politics, I can honestly say that I never once told a lie. I tried to deal with the reality of the situation, and I always tried to be upfront. I found that by being upfront, there was no entrapment. Once you were on the table, there's nothing that they can challenge you. And if you are being challenged, there are two things you'd better do. You'd better be fully cognizant of what you're doing and understanding of what you're doing, but you also have to be able to respond. And ultimately, if you're doing something and someone is challenging you and you listen, perhaps there's value in that challenge, and that may just broaden your whole thought process. And I always try to listen, because I think you can gain value by listening. And, but also, I am a bit upfront with what I'm doing. I don't beat around the bush in a secretive way or anything like that. I generally have declared a position. Well, in caucus you have to take a position. There is no other way. And I have no difficulty in taking a position. So I don't know, hopefully more times than not, the position has been the right one, not the favorable one, but the right one, because you don't always agree. And quite often you have requests that may or may not be fulfillable. But I find it so much easier to deal with that up front than having a person carry on knowing full well that position is not possible. And I think you treat people a lot more fairly that way than you do by just trying to skirt the issue or try to come away with just because to make the person feel good. I never really looked at it that way. I always felt that you had to be fair and you had to be honest. And here's the answer. Rightly or wrongly, that's where I came from, and that's where I still do. And, you create some enemies in the process. There's a whole host, I'm sure, that's out there that didn't agree with me, doesn't agree with me, and doesn't think that I'm the nicest person in the world. But nevertheless, that's my style, and that's how I've operated, and that's where I'm at today. I've had a lot of sleepless nights before the discussion, but at the end of the day, I've always tried to find a way. Is there a way that we can mitigate the decision? Is there something that we can do to help make that decision workable? And I think if you put a good conscientious effort into doing that, you satisfy yourself a little bit too, because you know that all decisions aren't going to be favorable, and you know that all decisions aren't going to be well accepted. So what you try to do is develop a decision that's as helpful as it possibly can be. And if that's the best you can do, that's what and then you're prepared to defend it, because you can describe how you've tried to mitigate the circumstances to where it's at. I don't know. Right, fair or wrongly, I'm sure that a lot of people didn't agree with my political style, but that is the way I work.